doesn't mean that I should skip the other paragraphs. So I'm not going to read this one. This is extra. This is extra. And you can simply go ahead. Okay, 263 words. That's the end of the assessment. I really enjoyed reading your essay. Now, excellent writers are avid readers, and that's who you are. You are here to read a sample of another IELTS essay. So, what are you waiting for? Welcome to IELTS Juice. Let's start reading and assessing another IELTS essay sample together. This time, the rubric says, in the last few decades, there have been more and more cases of famous people being hounded. That's a tough word. By the press. Some people think that famous people in the media have no right privacy. To what extent do you agree or disagree? All right, there are certain elements here. First, in the last few decades, be mindful of that. Few decades, so maybe not 10 years ago, like 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. That is the time frame. That's one key element. Another one, this has been on the rise. So more and more cases. And what these cases had in common or have had in common so far, they involved a famous person, a TV personality, a movie personality that was annoyed by the press, paparazzis, by some journalists whose purpose was just to find something to publish on their yellow pages. All right. Tabloids, I don't know, gossiping, paparazzis that just take pictures to publish and gossip about certain things. Some people think that famous people in the media have no right privacy. All right. This is the key element number 3 or number 4. We are going to take the side of these famous people. So the rubric somehow sympathizes with these glamorous people, famous people, personalities. And that's the reason why you see words with negative connotation like hound here. And it means these famous people have been under constant attacks by the press, by the media. IELTS wants you to understand those elements and then express your opinion. Now, whether you agree with this trend or disagree, that's besides the point. But you actually need to understand the dynamic here. On that note, let's continue reading the response together. All right. There are many cases in which countries are, because there are many, it's plural, are being criticized relentlessly by the press in the last few decades. Okay, I don't need this comma. And there are many cases, that's present simple tense. And then we have is being criticized. Again, that is present progressive. And we are using, in the last few decades, we're using a present perfect adverb. This is not wrong, but the mix here could have been worded in a better way. Something like, there have been many cases of relentless criticism by the press in the last few decades for different countries. Maybe something like that. Some school of thought believe this actually denigrates the coming when you use some with a singular word, a singular countable, of course, but with a singular word. You're saying some. It's like it's not important. Like somebody knocks on the door, you answer the door, and you come back, and a member of your family asks, who is it? And you say, some dude. You're denigrating that person by saying, yes, some dude means just an unimportant individual. That's the meaning. So be careful when you use that. It's grammatically correct. You're flexing your grammar and vocabulary knowledge. I get it, but it doesn't give me a very good vibe for this essay. Some school of thought believe you can use a singular verb or plural verb, doesn't matter, that the celebrities in the media have no seclusion. Okay. Personally, I know if you look it up in a dictionary, you will see that the word seclusion is almost synonymous to privacy, but it has some other, a little more negative meaning or negative connotation. I wouldn't use the word seclusion, but this is, again, technically it's okay. I am agree? Uh-oh, no. I am Kasra. I am not agree. I agree with this statement that the media and press, both are plural, so are interfering with interfering with famous personalities, famous personalities. That should be plural, so IES, and then apostrophe, lives. Again, it's plural. You generalize. The essay will throw light on this topic in the preceding paragraph. I like this. In the preceding paragraph. The problem is just in the preceding paragraph. This is the paragraph, singular. Doesn't mean that I should skip the other paragraphs. So I'm not going to read this one. This is extra. This is extra. And you can simply go ahead. Okay, 263 words. That's the end of the assessment. I really enjoyed reading your essay. No. So in the preceding paragraphs, hi, this is the future Kasra, and I realized that I forgot to mention in this part that the word preceding is spelled incorrectly. I'm going to put the correct spelling on the monitor here, but the meaning also is wrong, and I believe the writer intended to say in the following paragraphs, because preceding paragraphs means totally the opposite. And since it is an introduction, there are no preceding paragraphs. That's all I wanted to say to my old self. Anyway, please continue watching the rest of the video. Future Kasra, out. Anyway, okay, I like the structures like throw light, which basically means to shed light. That's fine. I'm happy that the writer understood the essay's general approach, that this is the press that interfere with the famous people's lives, and we're blaming the press. And the writer agrees with that trend. You could disagree with it. I'm not saying the way to agree with it is the correct way. You could say, I disagree. However, you must mention that this is the topic. Then the topic is the press interfere with the people, with these people, with such people. And you basically want to say, no, that's not the case. And you can disagree with this trend, and you can say that it's the press's job to I don't know, seek the information, because these are not individuals. These are public figures. You could come up with those reasons. I'm not going to talk about a hypothetical writing response here. I'm just saying you can agree, you can disagree. You must still, in either case, mention that the general approach of the rubric is to say it is the press who interfere with the famous people's lives. Let's see. It's not easy to be a celebrity. Good. Semicolon. They have been under constant spotlight and surrounded by the people of press and media. Good. These famous people have no personal lives. When semicolon. What's wrong with this? This error is called comma splice. When a comma separates two completely separate sentences or independent clauses, is wrong. It's a very common mistake, and it has a name, comma splice. Don't do this. Do not let commas join two completely independent sentences. Use semicolon instead. Whenever these people try to go for shopping, these people go shopping. You don't need for. Or go on outing, another comma. Or vacations, again, go on vacations. A team of media is or are, both are correct, is chasing them and uploading their pictures or printing news in newspapers. To elaborate, that's a good word. This is also a very good connector. There was a news piece. News is uncountable. You could say there was news about famous, or you could say there was a news piece about famous, and piece, P-I-E-C-E. I'll write it down here. A news piece about famous actress that she is on a vacation with some other star celebrities, plural, comma, and the media was pointing out at her dress and her smoking. And the media was pointing out her dress and her smoking. You point at something or you point out something, but this, I mean, together doesn't make sense. I don't need a full stop. This continues, which went viral on many national channels. Okay, good. Good. I like the example. The example illustrates what we mean. This is good. Have no personal lives. Yeah, they don't have any personal lives. They cannot go out. They cannot go on vacations without the press tailing them. So, or following them. So that's cool. This clearly paints the picture in my head, what issues they're going through. Life of famous actors and actresses. The life of famous actors and actresses is made further difficult by the social media. Whoa, this is smart. This is smart. We talked about their real lives, like in reality, when they want to go shopping or want to go on a vacation. What happens to them? And now we're talking about their virtual life or lifestyle on the social media platforms. That I like that separation. That's smart. That is very good. Now it is convenient for everyone to make videos of famous people and share them on different social media pages publicly. Yeah. I wonder who does that these days. I don't know. Any particular names pop in your head? I don't know. Who does that? Who publicly uses famous people's pictures on different social media platforms? So anyway, now it is convenient. I already read that different social media pages publicly. For example, a video was shared by someone about an actor who, I need a connection, who was arguing with the staff at a popular restaurant. We have no information about the restaurant, so it's a popular restaurant. He was talking aggressively with the staff and complaining about the quality of the food, or the food quality, simply put. This video was seen by thousands of viewers, probably hundreds of thousands of viewers, not just, I mean, even the poorest media personalities or TV personalities are watched by hundreds of thousands of people. But anyway, that's not an IELTS mistake, guys. It's just my personal opinion. Never mind that. By thousands of viewers, and start commenting about him negatively. All right, that's good. That's very good. He was, all right, okay, and the video was seen, all right, and this "and" is not correct, you see, because this video was seen by thousands of viewers who started commenting about him negatively. That is the correct connection. I needed a relative clause instead of "and." "And" is not a good connection, because this, if we just accept "and," then it means the video started commenting. And when was the last time you saw a video comments on itself? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Grammar is correct. The problem is the message. In conclusion, from few decades, life of famous personalities have become that, or what? From few decades, life of famous personalities have, I'm not following this. I don't know what this is. From a few decades ago, the life of famous personalities from a few decades ago have become, not became, have become, became, become detrimental, good word, as the media and press, again, the same erroneous structure, I wouldn't use pointing out, I would say highlighted them by continuously interrupting their lives. Okay, the conclusion is rather troublesome, and it's only one sentence. Ouch. All right. I don't like this part. The conclusion is not very strong. 263 words. Let's look at the band descriptors. Of course. All right. The good news, we had only one main idea in the task response. It was addressed and developed quite well. There were examples. I wish it had better development, and I was able to read and properly understood more parts. So it's not sufficiently developed, but still, it is borderline 7. Lack focus is the part that I sometimes couldn't follow exactly where or what we're talking about, or where we were in the body paragraphs, and more specifically in the conclusion. And the conclusion also affected the paragraphing, because it wasn't a paragraph, it was just one sentence. Referencing had some issues. We also had faulty connections between some sentences. I understood the overall progression, but I mean, basically the whole essay was to support the writer's opinion. I get it, but that's just an overall progression. Like, all of them are there to help you. The logic that I really liked was the separation between the physical world and the virtual world of these people. But I think that came as an example to the writer's mind. I think the writer didn't understand all the way, even in the conclusion, how valuable that separation was. And the writer could actually separate and mention that in the conclusion, that these people are not happy, neither in their real lives nor in their virtual lives. So that would have been an amazing element, but it was just touched on and left there. As for grammar and vocabulary, the main issue was not range. The main issue was errors that confused me, and I had to intervene and change the structure of the sentence to make it sound logical, or change the vocabulary to make it understandable for me. So a lot of time, my job was to fix and write, renew, replace words in sentence structures, especially when you wanted to transfer from one sentence to another sentence. All in all, this is a very good sample. I think you have had a lot of takeaways from this one. In this essay, we understood when we have an opinion, we still need to categorize it. We still need to tell the reader where we are at any moment in the essay. We need to tell them why they're reading a certain paragraph, and we definitely need a conclusion that looks like a conclusion, not a sentence. And it must conclude everything we have already talked about in the previous paragraphs. Thank you for watching all the way through. If there are other takeaways that I missed here, please put them in the comments section below. And on that note, and telling you and reminding you again that your essays, letters, and reports are going to be your representatives without you being present at the moment that they are being assessed, I wish you a lovely day ahead.